If you are age 65 or older, you should be, or you're eligible to be on Medicare for your health insurance. But do you know what all the different parts are and what they all cover? We'll go over them after the intro. Hi, my name is Dave Grant. I am the founder of Retirement Matters, and welcome back to another episode of the 5-Minute Retirement Plan. We are going over Medicare today. We're going to go over the different parts of Medicare, what each part covers, and some little bit of unique circumstances as it relates to some people getting Medicare. If you are not completely aware, Medicare is the health insurance that you're going to be using in retirement. This is going to take the place of your workplace retirement plan or any other marketplace retirement plan you had. And once you are over the age of 65, that's when you become mostly eligible to use it, and you'll start to need to understand what it's about. Now, Medicare is split up into 4 sections. You've got Part A, Part B, Part C, and Part D. Part A, this is going to be coverage that is free for you. You've actually paid for this throughout your whole career. And now when you get to be on Medicare, this Part A is for hospital and doctor coverage. Part B, this is something that you actually have to pay for. The premiums for Part B are actually based on your income 2 years ago. So this is when Medicare does a look back, looks at your tax return, and then sets your premium for the next 12 months. And then they just keep repeating that cycle. Part B is for doctor's visits. So nothing in the hospital, just going to be the doctor's office and everything related to that visit as well. There's going to be copays and deductibles that go along with that, as well as the premium. And that's the part that can get expensive just depending on how life goes. We're going to skip Part C. We're going to leave that to the end. Part D is prescription coverage. So if you are needing to take prescriptions for whatever reason it may be, you're going to get those prescriptions through the Part D program. And again, based on what medication you're taking, it can affect what premium you're paying in order to get that medication. Now we're getting on to Part C. This is where you can pick up a supplemental plan because Medicare does have some holes in it. You can go 2 different ways here. One is a normal, I'll say normal in air quotes, of a supplemental plan called a Medigap plan. Now, when you go ahead and you're getting Part A and Part B, you can go into Part C and there's a number of different plans you can get. Some of them are very basic, some are very comprehensive, and they come with their own premium. So if you want to cover every particular hole that there may ever be, you can get one of the Cadillac type plans, and you can pay a higher premium, but know that your out-of-pocket costs, should you fit into one of those holes, is going to be minimal. On the reverse end, you can pick up one of the basic Medigap plans that will start to fill some holes in. The premiums will be lower, but then there's also going to be different copays and deductibles there as well. Now, if you don't want to go that Medigap route, you can go through a route called the Medicare Advantage plan. That is a different way to kind of fill in some holes of Medicare, and they're typically offered on a state-by-state basis. Some are better than others, and they have been getting a lot better recently. So this is something that I would look at every single year to determine, is the Medigap plan that you're on compared to the Medigap Advantage plan or Medicare Advantage plan, which one is going to fit your needs better? And then once open enrollment comes around the fall, you can then switch to figure out, okay, let me get the best plan. So there are lots of questions I get about Medicare. One is going to be, well, what if I'm working over 65? Well, that becomes a wrinkle. If you do have healthcare insurance offered by your job, you can certainly take that and stay on it. But sometimes you do need to say, okay, I need to enroll in Medicare, because if I don't, there's going to be some penalties if you delay it and go over the date you're supposed to subscribe into the plan. You can still keep your workplace plan, and you won't need some of the Medicare plans, but you still have to say, okay, I'm over 65. I'm going to be eligible for this plan. I do need to sign up. Another question I get is from government employees. And they may say, well, I've got retiree coverage already through my government pension. Do I need Medicare? Do I need to sign up? How does this all work? Well, typically, and if I'm talking to Illinois teachers in particular, because that's one of my specialties, if you are on the TRIP program in Illinois, that is going to become a secondary insurance to Medicare once you hit the age. A lot of teachers retire before the age of 65, so they're not eligible for Medicare yet. So they take the teacher retiree insurance, And then once they hit 65, Medicare becomes the primary insurance. And if they decide to keep the teacher retiree health insurance, it becomes the secondary plan to back up the holes in Medicare. So Medicare is constantly evolving, especially when we're talking about Advantage plans. It is something that can change based on what you need in your type of situation, what medication you're taking, and what type of life stage you're in, whether you're in the early stages of retirement or if you're in the later stages. I don't go through this alone. I use a company called Boomer Benefits, and they are health insurance agents who work with my clients, and they pretty much say, okay, based on your situation, here's the type of coverage I would be looking at, and here's the insurance company that is probably the best suited for you. So if you have questions about Medicare that you can't really get answers to on the internet or by talking to people, I would definitely look at a Medicare broker and figure out, okay, maybe I can use them and they can start to educate me, seeing as that is their specialty. If you do have questions about Medicare and whatever they may be, whether how it's related to Social Security, whether you're on the best plan for you, open enrollment's coming up, should you be looking to make a switch, please feel free to reach out. I'm open for any questions, and hopefully we can get them answered for you. If you do have questions, my name is Dave Grant. I'm at Retirement Matters, and we will see you on the next episode.
Dave Grant is the founder of Retirement Matters, a wealth management firm in Barrington, Illinois. Dave specializes in helping people transition into retirement, specifically executives at AbbVie and Illinois teachers in the TRS pension system. If you have concerns about your retirement transition and want help from a fee-only advisor with decades of experience helping people like you can learn more at www.retirementmatters.co.